Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group. Today's Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. And in case you didn't notice, the markets have encountered a little turbulence. Yesterday, the stocks were down primarily and led by the technology stocks. And this morning we were down further. So what does this mean and what caused it? First of all, Facebook or Meta yesterday came out with a statement saying they're going to be cutting some AI spending. So, Facebook's a big company. I think this is a significant announcement if they follow through with it. And again, they're cutting spending on AI, and that could lead to other ones cutting spending on AI. And these AI-driven stocks are severely overpriced and are susceptible to a sell-off when something like this happens, if these the growth is not going to be there to that extent. So I think that again it speaks to the concentration as well. I've been talking about it that 10 stocks in the S&P account for 35 to 40% of the total index. So when they start going down, everybody's selling the same thing. And I think it's an example of what happened yesterday and this morning. And can it continue? Yeah, I do think there's some reasons for optimism further out, months out. The economy looks like it's going to be pretty good. But in the meantime, again, this is a concentrated market that's very overpriced. Another trigger yesterday was Sam Altman with ChatGPT, and he said the AI sector is a bubble. So again, he's in the middle of it. That's not going to stop him from developing his initiatives and doing his work. But it's I think a warning shot that he says it's a bubble, and again pointing towards the overvaluation and the concentration within that sector. And also I think tying in, looking forward, you've got Jerome Powell on Friday, the speech in Jackson Hole. So now does that become a riskier event? I think he's not going to say anything. It's going to be somewhat of a non-event. However, the animosity between Powell and Trump, maybe Powell wants to dig Trump and say some hawkish statements or whatever in Jackson Hole and cause further market turmoil. And I think another big thing is Nvidia reports their earnings next week. And there's going to be good numbers. That's not a question. But maybe there's some slight downtick in the growth of the margins or a slightly less growth rate, or the acceleration of that growth rate, but a little bit less. So there's some factors there, and who knows? And again, with Facebook saying they're going to cut AI spending, does Nvidia say something along those lines next week? And then finally, you've got crypto currencies that have been extremely weak, and maybe again a sign of less appetite for risk and a change in momentum there too. I'll finish up with this. I think it's pretty interesting. The S&P 500 has 11 sectors. They divide the S&P 500 into 11 sectors. Yesterday, in the midst of a pretty big sell-off, 8 of them were up. 3 were down, and one of them that was down was only down like 5 basis points. So let's call that unchanged. 8 up, 2 down. But again, the big one down was technology sector, which really got hit hard. So let's see how it follows through. I think I'm going to come back tomorrow with another video that I've been meaning to bring in, is the tariff prices and impact on tariffs. There's some interesting statistics, and I've been meaning to try to share them. So maybe I'll do a video tomorrow on Thursday and bring those topics in. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Thank you again. Goodbye.